2 years ago, I started racing because my dad, he was in it, and it sounded interesting, so I decided to give it a try. Him and Mom bought my first go-kart.
We were out here practicing. It was open practice, and thankfully she was the only kart on the track, but as she was coming into turn 4, all the lugs broke off of one of her front tires, and she hit the wall. She had her little concussion, and we're just thankful it wasn't worse.
We didn't know what we were going to do. You know, the only cart we had, she just tore it up.
Well, in hearing that, I knew Elisa was supporting us as law enforcement officers with her backing the blue themed cart. I wanted to try to help her. I wanted to support her as well from a law enforcement standpoint, being that she was so supportive of us. I kind of put an email out to our law enforcement buddies and asked for their help. I was hoping to raise enough money just to get a used car. I told Miss April I couldn't promise her anything, but we wanted to try to do this for her as a surprise for her. So I just put it out there and got a really good response. I got a lot of sponsors and donations through it, and we were able to get her a brand new cart.
He managed to raise about $4,000 for it, and he bought all the parts, he got it wrapped. It really shocked me. Because of Jeremy, because of all the stuff he's done, he's the reason I'm still out here now.
What this Cops for Kids is all about is about building those relationships and maintaining those.
And that's just the kind of person Jeremy is. If he sees a need, he wants to meet it. And I mean, there's nothing that anybody did to deserve it, or he just saw a kid that got excited about racing and he wanted to help get her in a new cart.
That's just one of so many stories that we can share, or I can share, about Sergeant March.
I think the easiest way to say it is to know him is to love him. I mean, he's always happy.
Sometimes I'm really down, and then just out of nowhere he comes up, and then my whole life, it comes from dark to light. I just lighten up inside when I see Officer March.
There's a difference between happiness and joy. Joy is inwardly, happiness is outwardly. And so one of the things that I see Sergeant March try to do, and really, I said it's infectious, is spread what I would say joy.
I like how he's really kind to others.
Jeremy is a very unique fella, okay? He is a very thoughtful guy. He's a Christian through and through. He has a very strong faith in God. He loves kids. He has this monotone when he talks to people, but when he's with kids, they see the most silliest man that they can ever imagine that they love.
Well, I've always had a heart for kids. That's been my passion, dealing with the young kids. And me and my wife, we were in our teen department at our church for about 22 years. And when we got out of that, I kind of fell into a little depression. And then with everything going on across the country as it relates to law enforcement officers, and me being in law enforcement, I felt the need to get back out there and try to change the hearts of these kids and how law enforcement actually is. I want kids to know the real truth about law enforcement officers, and that we're not the bad guys. We're here to help you.
Not only is it impacting the kids, it's impacting the families as well, because now the parents are able to see that all cops are not bad. They trust them now.
Just so much community support, that they see the same vision that we see, the lives that are touched, and they go, I want to be a part of that.
We show off the police cars and our Cops for Kids cars. I go to skating rings. I'll get out there and skate in my uniform with kids. We go to recitals, ballparks, ball games. Wherever the kids are at, that's where we want to be.
He has a passion for working with children and making sure that they know that they're loved and that they're cared for.
I don't want it to be just words. I want them to feel that love from me, the genuine love. Because at the end of the day, these kids, you don't know what their home life is like. And that may be the only I love you that they hear, that genuine love.
Love y'all. See you, girl. Hey, girl.
Every time we see each other and one of us leaves, we say, I love you, bye. That just warms my heart and lets me know we have a big connection that can't be broken. He comes to my birthday parties and he comes to my dance recitals and he pulls out my teeth and he gives me an ice cream cake.
He's known around here for pulling teeth, which is kind of a strange thing, but my own children will not let me pull their teeth, but he's pulled both of their teeth. You know, they won't let me, they won't let their father, but hey, call Officer March. They just love him. It's just, I think that shows you the trust they have in him.
He is an amazing human being. He gives from his heart without ever being asked.
The coolest thing that he's ever done for me is, well, be somewhat of a father figure.
He fills an empty role that a lot of our students have in their home life. He fills in that empty part for them, someone that they can trust and they realize that there are people out there who love them.
He is the type of role models that police officers all over the nation should be portrayed as.
When these kids grow up, they can't say all cops are bad. But that's my goal, my desire.
He's a friend to everyone and a hero.
I'm Sergeant Jeremy March, and I'm a Whelen Everyday Champion.